Hey guys, Marco here, welcome to another fingerpicking lesson. Today I'm going to show you the top 5 chords that I really like to play all the time. There are so many chords that you can play on guitar that at some point is really overwhelming if you try to learn more and more chords. Instead, what I like to do, I like to learn the one that I really like the most and then just try to come up with beautiful musical ideas using always the same chords. Now guys, playing the same chords doesn't mean that you play the same thing all the time. One chord can be played in many different chord progressions with many different arpeggios, many different strumming patterns. So don't worry too much about playing too many chords and learning too many chords. Just learn the one that you really like, the one that really inspires you, and then come up with beautiful ideas. Now in this video, I'm not going to show you just the chords. I'm also going to show you how to put it into practice. So for each chord, there will be a musical example that you can learn. Now you can get the tab, just check my Patreon page. You can support this channel and get the tabs for the videos. Also subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with all the upcoming lessons. Now we're going to get started with the first chord, the D add 9. Beautiful sounding chord. We're going to listen to the example and then we come back, we're going to learn it and I'm going to show you how to play it. So guys, as you can see, the add 9 chord is just a beautiful sounding chord. I'm playing it like this. The A string fret number 5, which is the root note, the G string fret number 7, which is the 5th, the note A, the B string fret number 7, which is the major 3rd, the F sharp, and the E string open, which is the major 9. Now the thing about this D add 9 chord is that if you pluck the chords simultaneously, it does sound good, but it's not super, like you get the most out of this chord when you actually arpeggiate one string at a time. Now the set of strings that I'm plucking here are obviously the string 5, the string 4, the string 3 and the string 1, and the arpeggio is 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's just kind of going up and down. 5, 4, 2, 1, 2, 4, 5, 4. Now I can keep the same set of strings and I can keep the same arpeggio and come up with a beautiful chord progression like this one. So the first chord is the D add 9. The second one is A over C sharp, and I'm playing fret number 4, fret number 7, fret number 5, and the E string open. Same finger picking arpeggio. Third chord is B minor, beautiful. Fret number 2, fret number 4, fret number 3, and the E string open. And the A suspended chord, A sus4. Same set of strings. A string open, the fret number 2, the fret number 3, and the E string open. There's a beautiful melodic chord that really open up a lot of different possibilities. As you can see, it's really melodic, so it really inspires me to write this type of chord progression where the chords move diatonically like this, like more classical music type of thing. So you can use this example to get inspired and maybe come up with your own ideas. Let me know if you like this chord. Now we're gonna move on to the chord number 2, which is a beautiful A13. Now the A13 is perfect for a 12-bar blues. Now I'm playing the A7 like the A13, sorry, like this. The low E string fret number 5, which is the root note, the D string fret number 5, which is the minor 7, the G string fret number 6, which is the major 3rd, and the B string fret number 7, which is the 13th. I'm only plucking 6, 4, 3, and 2. Now guys, some of the chords that you can play around the A13 are obviously the D9. If you want to play 12-bar blues, you could have A13, a D9, which is fret number 5, fret number 4, fret number 5, and fret number 5. I'm not playing the top E and the low E string. And then also the E9, which is the same as the D, 2 frets up. So it's 7, 6, 7, 7. Those 3 chords can be played over the 12-bar blues, for example. Beautiful. Now guys, the 3rd chord is a beautiful D minor add 9 chord. There are a lot of different shapes that I like, 2 in particular. But the one that I really like to play is this one. So we're gonna check the example and then I'm gonna show you how to play it. Now this chord has a lot of different possibilities, guys. You can use it in so many different chord progressions. Now I really like to keep the E string open when I write things. And so for example, if I play a D minor add 9, the next chord I could play, for example, is a beautiful B flat major chord with the sharp 11. So what I'll do, I'll keep the same chord. I'm just gonna play a different bass note, which is the low E string fret number 6. Now I have an arpeggio which is 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next chord is F major, which is another beautiful chord, the shape that I'm using, which is the fret number 3, the root note, the fret number 5, the fret number 6, and the E string open. A beautiful F major 7 chord. And a C suspended, C sus4, which is the fret number 3, the G string open, the B string fret number 6, and the E string open. Very beautiful, dramatic, sad. I just love it. Now guys, the next chord is an E minor 9. Now I don't want to sound obvious, but this is one of my favorite chords, and I know that many of you already know how to play it. It's this one. So I'm playing the low E string, which is the root note, the D string fret number 4, which is the major 9, G string open, which is the minor 3rd, and the B string fret number 3, which is the minor 7. So I have the major 9 and the minor 7 within the same chord. Now this chord really inspired me to play other similar chord that have the same sound, the same open chord type of sound, like the D add 11, and a beautiful C9 with the sharp 11. So I'm playing the E minor. The D add 11 would be the fret 5, 4, open string, and fret number 3. It's just like a C major chord if you think about it, but 2 frets up. And a C9. C add 9 with the sharp 11 in it. So it's the fret number 3, which is the root note, the fret number 4, which is the sharp 11, G string open, which is the 5th, and the B string fret number 3, which is the note D. You can really play this chord all day long. I hope you like it. Now guys, the last chord, obviously we can't really leave this out. Probably one of my favorite chord of all time, and is a C sharp minor 9. Now I wrote a lot of things with this type of chord, and it's just because it's a beautiful chord. Let's check the example. Now guys, this chord is very simple if you think about it. You have the A string fret number 4, which is the root note, the G string fret number 4, which is the minor 7, the B string fret number 4, which is the major 9, and the E string open, which is the minor 3rd. Okay, so root note, 9, 7, and 3rd. Now this chord is beautiful because it's a C sharp minor chord, which is the relative minor of E major. And we can play beautiful chord in a key of the E major. We can use the open strings to really come up with beautiful sounding chord progressions. For example, I was playing... Now this second chord, which is played exactly as the C sharp minor but with the A string open on the bass, is just an A sus2 sharp 11. Because you have the A string open, the root note, the G string fret number 4, which is the 2nd, the B string fret number 4, which is the sharp 11, and the E string open, which is the 5th. Now when I play the same chord with low E string, I have a beautiful E major 7 chord. So I didn't change position, just the bass note, and it's a completely different chord. And then I changed the bass note again. I play the A string fret number 2, which is the note B, and I have a beautiful B add 11 chord. So C, A. Beautiful sounding chord progression, and this is definitely one of my favorite chords. Obviously this is just one chord progression, guys. There are so many different combination of chords that you can add on top of these starting chords. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, guys. Always remember to come up with your own ideas and enjoy writing and experimenting with different chords.